Umar, you got to do some shit like this today. Umar Johnson caught in another fat lie. Can't you stop, bro? Just stop. Stop. Can't you just stop? Just cut it out. Just for a week, a two, a three, a four. Can you just stop? Umar Johnson had been promoting that he was going to be at PhatPhades Barbershop and that he was going to have this book release on that date. There is no book two, by the way. We also just talked about how the book scam, how that's been going on, for what, 4 years now, at least 4 years. This particular book, The Black Parent Advocate. And so Umar had been posting this, and they actually put out a post to refute Umar's claim that he was going to be there on Friday of September something thereof. And he put the address, he put their address, he actually put the name of the business, he put the time from 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. This is in the middle of COVID, so all these people are going to come to this book signing in the middle of COVID. Umar is promoting this as if this was a legitimate event. And so it also implies that there's going to be a whole lot of people going to be showing up, and in the midst of COVID, that they're going to pack themselves into this barbershop. It's not a big barbershop either. So this puts them in the position as a black-owned business. Hey, we have to say something about this because we can actually get in trouble if it comes to pass that people show up, or who knows? There could be a lot of people show up on that day. They don't have masks. They want to come in. They're waiting on Umar. I mean, this could turn ugly. There's no telling. They post false advertising. This flyer was brought to our attention, and we want to make it very clear that there will not be a book signing or any form of large gathering at PhatPhades Barbershop. We do not know or endorse Dr. Umar Johnson. Man, Dr. Umar Johnson does not represent our core beliefs and values, and we are looking into this matter with the Federal Trade Commission against unlawful advertising. PhatPhades Barbershop does not support this misleading and deceptive advertising practice, and this issue is being addressed. Hashtag Umar Johnson. Okay, and this is on their Instagram page. You can see it right here. And then what does Umar Johnson do? Umar Johnson, he goes onto his Instagram page and he puts up another meme with a different location today. Now he's saying it's going to be at Yassos. Okay, same date, same time, but look right here. Here is the book release right here. Okay, it's going to be $50 for the book signing and $60 online. 550 pages. Come on, bro. You were just begging for people to send you money so that you can get the book printed. This is crazy. But the point is that in response to them calling out, he's already changed location. But Umar, what you need to do is stop lying. You've been caught in another fat lie, Umar Johnson. And there's been so many lies that we've caught you in. Keyboard Musician was the first one that I remember who brought it up. How Umar Johnson would say that he has these events and he posted it on his Instagram and Facebook back then and Twitter.
I don't think this man is lecturing anywhere. I think that he goes from city to city and state to state, and he hustles money from people through and by this thing called consultation. And, I'll meet with your son and daughter, and I'll evaluate them because I'm a psychologist. And he charges them $50 an hour and $100 an hour. And this is his hotel and motel fee for that night. And when he has conned every dollar out of everybody in that city, then it's time to move on to the next city so that he can start all over again.
Ain't no events. He have the dates on there, but he don't give no address because there is no event. He just lies. He lies all the time because he wants to put on this facade that he's the most requested. And yet this most requested is always begging for a venue. And now he's going to have this book released at a barbershop. No disrespect to the barbershop in question, because they called his ass out for the liar that he is. It's a damn shame when black businesses got to call your ass out because you're trying to come up on their name. And they got to clear the air because they don't want any association with you. You're doing damage not just to single black mothers and people following your rhetoric, and you're off the wall, you've smoked out, but you're also damaging black businesses. They done called you out.
Anti-Afro Svengalis.
You know what I have to tell you? As I was going through the day, this rhythm was playing in my mind, and I couldn't shake it because it's relevant.
What a difference a day made. 24 little hours. what a difference a day made. And the difference is you.
What a difference a day makes. Do you see, people? You do make a difference. How long and how hard have these Umarians, these losers, and these freaks, fat or not, been telling you you don't have a say, you don't have any power, there's nothing you can do? What a difference a day makes. Pat yourselves on the back, because this is significant, people. I gotta be honest with you, I was wondering how this was going to turn out with the PhatPhades, and it just so happens we're revisiting what keyboard musician made known in 2018. Lennon Honor is also aware of this. Umar has been lying for so long, and that led to, what was it? What was it? Eventbrite? Is that what it's called? One of the hosting advertising agencies. Umar kept advertising Hyena Yelps, getting the money and making an excuse why it couldn't go off, or he just simply wouldn't show up. And we didn't really connect the dots until Keyboard Musician came out and told us it was grand scale. Because before we were thinking he was having a difficult time getting the money together for the venue, that isn't the case. He never intended to do the Hyena Yelps. He wanted people to give him money because they couldn't go. Remember, he harassed that sister from Texas? She had 5 children and it was in the wintertime, and he was pissed because she wasn't going to go. She wasn't going to put her 5 children in the car and go and see this fool. Because any connection that he makes in his mind, he thinks it's an opportunity to make money, whether or not the person goes. But he thinks he has more of an opportunity to get your bank routing numbers if you show up in person. And this applies to what he was trying to pull off with PhatPhades. He was hoping people could walk by, and you know what he would be doing? He would be trying to trigger black folks by mentioning the police shootings, then bringing up the abandoned bomb shelter. He had it all planned, people. He wanted to push up on this brother who has worked for how many years to establish a successful business where he is not excluding anyone. Why would the barber exclude anybody? Just crazy. Barbers are trained. I guess Umar Johnson can't seem to get that through his thick skull. They know all the types of blades they can use for different texture hair. That is elementary, that you learn when you go to school. So why would this brother even consider excluding customers? People come to get their haircut. Now, I know a lot of is made about women and their hair. People don't want to accept the fact that men are very fastidious about their grooming. Just because Umar Johnson's sloppy behind doesn't give a damn what he looks like, that doesn't mean all the other men out there don't care how they look. So you're going to have a barbershop and you want your customers to be happy. Very clearly, this brother has succeeded. And he has succeeded with a multicultural clientele, a multicultural staff. So why the hell would he want to associate himself with a bum, a leech, a parasite, a deadbeat? What would he benefit? It wouldn't bring him more customers. It would make customers run for the hills. So I am so glad that PhatPhades took a stand. I'm equally proud of everybody out there. Pat yourselves on the back. You did it. You did it yourself. Inside of you, you know what Umar was trying to do was complete foul bullshit. I don't need to tell anybody or cue anybody. People are outraged. It's unlike Umar, where he beats you over the head and shames you and calls you names in an effort to get you to comply and to pretend that you agree with the garbage that he spews. This is downright embarrassing for a supposed, I won't call him a man, I'll say a chronological adult male, needs to push up on a brother who has spent how long fine-tuning his craft, and obviously he knows it's on a continuum. You continue to learn. I hope they achieve an outcome with the Federal Trade Commission. Please pursue sanctions against Umar because he tried to ruin this brother's business. That's what he was going to do. Now we know that Umar has an issue with light-skinned black folks. When you start talking crazy like Umar Johnson does, that's another story. When you want to run around and scream about white supremacy and the white man, and you're up here hiring white lawyers, you look like a fool. Don't forget, these are Umar Johnson's warped, disgusting, vile rules he doesn't even adhere to. He only says it because he's trying to appeal to the people who harbor this type of, I won't even call it militant, I call it ignorant because there's no substance to it. And by and large, they don't stand by it. If they really felt that way about white folks, why are they dealing with white folks on every level? Why are they using white folks' cell phones? Why are they using white folks' platforms like YouTube and Facebook? And why? Because they're hypocrites and they're only doing it for shtick. And then Umar himself has a biracial female who he gave $60,000 to so she can buy that studio/home. You see what I mean by he makes a fool out of himself? He's ignorant to begin with. Then he wants to try to pull this shop owner, the barbershop owner, in and ruin his reputation. Because if someone sees him talking to Umar Johnson, they're going to assume they have a friendly relationship. And what makes the least amount of sense in all of this, if you have successful person A, very, very successful, and then you have successful person B, why would each of them or the other need to push up on each other to get somewhere? Haven't they already arrived? Do you see, what is it, Bill Gates and Warren Buffett having to get permission from each other to push up on each other? Do they need each other? No. And we're not even talking about collaboration. Umar Johnson 100% is trying to use other successful black folks so he can steal their clientele. He wants to make it seem as though he has a relationship with this barbershop and people are going to be walking by, so the assumption is going to be there that he knows this brother. You don't see Warren Buffett and Bill Gates doing this. They don't need to do it because they're successful in their own right. Umar Johnson is a colossal failure. He lives off of government aid by proxy through the single black mothers. What in the hell has he accomplished? Zero compared to this barbershop owner. the PhatPhades owner. So he's trying to go around and find who he can leech off. That's the story of his life. He calls himself an alpha male when he's in fact an alpha fail. What alpha male lives off of women? What alpha male refuses to take care of his own children? It's an alpha fail. It's not an alpha male. The traits that I just described, which Umar Johnson has. And this is a victory for our people. People are taking a stand. They're going to be speaking loud and forceful. It isn't over because Umar rescheduled the Hyena Yelp at another location, like immediately. How do you get a place immediately after you've been kicked to the curb from one place? No, I don't believe that either. But I need to do some more research. There's something going on with Yassa, whatever you want to call it, Yassa Massa restaurant. They would have to be that to have anything to do with Umar Johnson. But then again, he could very well be lying, just like he lied on PhatPhades. Check it out, people. Don't ever take someone's word at face value without looking into the situation. I told you that here before, even about what I say. And I'm not talking about disagreements. I'm talking about factual information. Was it a fact that PhatPhades said Umar Johnson could go and do a Hyena Yelping book signing session? It never happened. It's a total bald-faced lie. That is something that you can verify versus disagreeing with someone about an opinion. You can disagree with anyone you want to. One thing I would surely hope you agree upon when it comes to protecting yourself from frauds like Umar Johnson, it's heeding the warning. Buyer, beware.